How does the outlook look like for the company? We have the management with us, Mr. R.G.Agarwal, Chairman at Dhanuka Agritech, joining us from Delhi. Mr. Agarwal, great having you with us, sir. First, congratulations on a stellar performance that your stock has given. Your shareholders must be very, very happy. But let's talk about the most important issue first, and then of course we'll come to the fundamental factors here. Let's talk about the reports that we've picked up about government's decision to bring in genetically modified crops. How would that affect the industry and how would that affect Dhanuka?
You see, the government decision to have GM crops will definitely help in increasing agriculture production of the country. If you see world over, GM crops are grown in more than 170 million hectares, while in our country it is just around 11 million hectares. If you compare a per hectare yield of soybean, which are just 10 quintal per hectare in our country, and in Brazil they are more than 27 quintal per hectare. If GM crops comes, then definitely it will help in increasing the production, and more production means more money in the hands of farmers, and they will invest more on pesticides.
But do you see any adverse impact on the pesticide industry because of introduction of GM crops? Because that's a bit of a concern right now among the industry participants.
No, this is a misconception in my opinion. If you compare world over, you see Brazil. Brazil is having around 70 million hectare agriculture area, while our country is having more than 140 million hectare agriculture area. If you see pesticide consumption, Brazil is having more than 21% of its area under GMO, and their pesticide consumption has crossed $10 billion, while still our consumption is just $2 billion. So there is no risk on pesticide consumption coming down, but rather new area will come under pesticides use, and new pesticides will be introduced, which will ultimately help in increasing the consumption of pesticides.
Okay. Sir, let's talk about outlook ahead. I mean, if you look at the first half performance, you've seen a stellar performance actually. There was a 34% jump in top line. Your EBITDA margin expanded by about 170 basis points. There was a 41% jump in the bottom line for the first half. Are we going to see a similar kind of performance in the second half? And also, if you can add some color, how do you see the performance in FY15?
You see, we expect similar performance in FY15 if monsoon is normal, because our business is directly linked to monsoon. Regarding this next 6 months performance, we have projected minimum 25% growth in top line and 30% growth in bottom line. So we will be having better growth than our forecasted growth.
Sir, I believe the revenue performance that you posted was primarily backed by volume.
And we expect...
Right. I just want to get a perspective. How much upward momentum do you see in prices? I believe the performance that you had given was backed by volumes as well as 5 to 6% rise in prices. Do we see further upside potential as far as prices are concerned?
Yes. Yes, this is right. 5 to 6% is price rise and rest is volume rise.
Can you talk about new product additions that the company is planning?
This trend will continue. You see, this year we introduced first new innovative product Lusher, which is for paddy use. It increased the paddy production and control many disease, and the product got very good response. We have got number of products in pipeline. We have tie up with 5 Japanese companies and 3 American companies and 2 European companies. That way their new products are in pipeline, and we expect on getting license and registration from Ministry of Agriculture to introduce at least 2 new products every year.
Okay. I believe the company is also planning to transfer some of its products from the Gurgaon facility to Keshwana over the next 2 to 3 years. Does that mean that you would look to monetize the Gurgaon land bank?
It will depend upon time, because at Keshwana we have taken 10-acre land, where we are planning to create a most modern facility. And once that facility is fully operative, then we can think about Gurgaon land.
But you're saying that the monetization of Gurgaon land is on the cards. How much is the land bank that you have in Gurgaon and potential value, if you can share those numbers with us?
Sharing number will be difficult, but we have 6 acre plus land.
Okay. By when do we see the Keshwana facility getting commissioned?
By 2015, we will start production in Keshwana.
Okay. With pricing and volume improvement, do you also expect to better on the margin performance, margin outlook for the year ahead?
You see, margin will be similar, and if new products which we are expecting to shortly get their licenses, in that case, yes, in the long run, margin can also improve.
Okay. All right, Mr. Agarwal. On that note, let me thank you so much for joining us on this discussion and wish you a very happy and prosperous 2014 from all of us here at NDTV Profit. That's Dhanuka Agritech, one of our mid-cap stars, the stock which generated close to 70% absolute returns for investors. Actually quite a significant performance in a difficult market environment and in a difficult economy. The stock's still doing well. It's up 13% at the highest point of the day at this point of time, 217 on the stock.